All right, so guess we could start the party. I really would love you guys to try this. I did two of them. Thank you, Pamela. All right, so I did two of them. I would really like you all to go in and try it. I am going to put a poll in there today to see who have tried it and what you all have gotten from it. So really go in and give it a try. I'm going to hide the design. I did save it this time, but I guess in all I did four. We only see two here because I didn't save that last one. Okay, go in and try it, you all. It may seem kind of interesting, like why am I doing this kind of thing? But it helps. It definitely would help. All right, let's do a quick review of what we did yesterday. Um, and what we did was this right here. I am going to hide my stitches, A, B, and C. My intention was just to do 3As, different style, chunky, college kind of thing. But, AI, here we go. So this is what we did. I'm going to bring my stitches back. This is the design. And from here, once we created this one, we went ahead and created it into an applique. We did the same thing with the B. We did the same thing with the C. All right, the same exact thing. We're going to do the same thing today, but with a different letter. We are going through the alphabet. Um, Good morning, guys. Good morning. So we're going through the alphabet. Letters, numbers is something we see quite often. I won't say all the time. If you are planning on learning to digitize your own jobs, you're planning on offering digitizing service, letters and numbers, especially letters, you see a lot. So learning how to digitize them really would help your process. So let's hop right into it. I don't know if y'all could see my cursor. I really need to put a cross here on this thing. I'm gonna go all the way around. I'm gonna do enter. I am using my complex turning tool. So you get a type of net that comes over it like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut out my hole. You can also use your complex fill tool, do the whole thing, and then come back in and cut your hole. All right. I'm just gonna go in and probably put a slight angle on this. Come out. Right now it is pretty tiny, right? So some of my columns kind of sort of look the way they're supposed to look, but then it gets really thin down here, right? So what I will do is duplicate like I did yesterday. I will duplicate it, and we're gonna increase the size. I still have it as a satin. And this is where the tatami comes in. We are gonna convert that to a tatami. It looks much better. It looks much better. All right. Okay. And this is just me thinking out loud. All right. I'm thinking out loud. I'm not thinking out loud actually. I'm just thinking. Okay. Did I do a hole? All right. I'll move this over just slightly. And we're going to do some things with this D as well. So we created the D. Again, as you guys come in, I am going to show you guys how to, I'm showing you all how to create your letters manually, despite the software that you have. You could have Stitch Artist, Hatch. I'm showing you how to create it manually. I'm not going to use much of the tools that I have in Wilcom. I am using Wilcom, but I am going to use some of my tools because I'm used to, this just speeding up kind of thing. I am demonstrating this using Wilcom embroidery software as we work through. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to do, let me duplicate this again. I'll convert that into red. All right, so the first one I will do is I am going to delete this outline and just quickly convert this into an applique design. Now, what size is this? 2. Let's make it kind of bigger. Let's make them bigger. Mm -mm -mm -mm. Okay, so my height to probably like 5, that's fine. Again, I'll show you what it would look like if you decide to do your satin. I'm gonna select this and convert it back to satin. That's what it would look like. Maybe this is what you were going for, right? You're looking for that wave or what have you, that's fine. In Wilcom, we have, this is the traditional, and you will see my underlay there, but this is the traditional tatami. You can change that. You don't have to live with that if you don't want to. It's just one click to change the pattern, okay? And you can keep going with the pattern if you want to, all right? You can keep changing it. You can do infinite amount of patterns if you so choose. It's totally up to you. You don't have to live with the boring default tatami fill, okay? So I'll put it back to the boring fill because it's not about that. And let's say I have this design, I did it as my regular D, but now I want to convert this to an applique design. I don't have to go back in and do this D again. It's just a matter of one click and enter, and there is my applique design. It would create a tack down, a placement, placement tack down, and my top stitch. And you can go in and change your top stitch if you want. All right, that's just what, 2 clicks. One click of a tool and then one click of an enter on my keyboard, and that's it. Maybe with this one, I want to, let me go and see if I want to do this. I could create that, but I'll do this. And do the other D. Best tool, which tool you all think we should use for this one? Tool meaning column or fill. Do we do it in one part or do we do it in 2? Column, column. And you guys can see the difference between them, right? So again, as you look at your ladder, your object, your design in front of you, you get to decide, okay, you know what? I can probably I need to do this in one because my fill needs to be tatami. I can do this in Maura said 2 pieces, 1. Every time we stop and we make a jump, that's considered one object, right? When we look on the side, we're going to see multiple objects, right? So this is considered one, and we're doing it so that I like that. Nice regroup. I love it. Hey, Carrie. All right, so we can do this in 1, 2, 3. We want it to stitch out continuously. Every time we stop and create a manual jump or a run, that's considered one object. All right. Our manual run and jump or jump, that's another object. Okay, so we're not gonna count those because I'm not gonna confuse you all, but that is considered another object because when you look in your color object list, you're gonna actually see them. So instead of it looking, good morning, Carrie. So instead of it looking as If it's 3 objects, you will actually see 5. All right, so let's get started. Again, looking at your object will help you decide what tool you need to use, what fill I want to use. We're not just putting down nodes on the page, we're also thinking about the size of our design or of our object that we're going to create it. We're looking at all those things. What is coming first? What is coming behind? What is on top? And what is sitting on top of what? Right? So that helps us with our pathing. How am I going to path through this design to eliminate as many trims, stop trims as I can? Right? Sometimes you are not able to connect all of your colors. I feel like I'm yelling y'all, so I gotta bring my voice down. Connect all of my colors, and that's fine. But if I can, I want to be able to path through the design as much as I can to get it to connect those colors. Please go in and do the exercise. It is a simple challenge. It should be fun. It is in the community, the EBA community. Go ahead and try it. Get at least one. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to start inside the D. All right. And I'm not going to start with any run stitch. I am just going to go ahead and follow this part along and do this skin. Now it is a skinny style font, but I also have to keep in mind, maybe I want to increase it. When I'm done with this, this probably is going to be maybe under an inch as I work with it, because I do have it set up really, really small. You will come back and you will do your edits once you're done, right? Once you stretch it out, then, you know, your lines or your curves that are not as precise as they can be, you will come back and put in nodes if need be and stretch it out. Okay, so that's my first one. You can do a manual run or not a manual run. You can do, yeah, a manual run stitch. I call it a jump. So when I say a jump, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm speaking of. Or you can do a run. I'm going to go ahead and do a run so you guys can see it, because a jump, you do not see the outline. Once I have my stitches turned off, you are not going to see the outline. All right, and I'm going right back into my column. So that's my run. I'm going to go into my column. Now, why did I put a run in here? Why did I put a run and not just let that column come all the way through? Just continue all the way through. Why did I put a run there? Why did I stop it and put a run there? Zoom in real quick so I can get my turns. The thickness. Okay, why am I stopping it here instead of just continuing my column through? Because the other part of the D is going to, yes, it's gonna, the thickness of it, you know, if we layer them one on top of each other, it's gonna become really thick, right? Really thick. It's coming in with underlays. Each column have its own underlays, and at default my underlay here is actually 2. I actually do have a double underlay. The program, and I am using Welcome, but it doesn't recognize if this is a small letter or if this is a big letter. I'm sorry, I didn't change my tool. I thought I did. It doesn't recognize that, right? So on default, if I haven't changed it, it is going to be 2 underlay that is set there. Okay, that is a lot of real estate. Having stitches running over stitches like that is going to cause, sometimes not all the time, but it can cause thread and needle breaks. It can also cause nesting because you have so much stitches on top of stitches, right? You get into that habit of adding all those stitches on top of stitches. Then when you start, your designs start increasing or you start making bigger designs, you would have that same habit going on. Okay, so now I have that break there. Yes, I have this under here, but it's not too bad because I'm breaking it right there. Hello, Vonda. Thank you for the review. I do still need your logo. Thank you. I still need your logo. Appreciate you. All right, and we're gonna come all the way up here. When we're done, this is gonna stitch out all in one. All in one piece. Ah, that ended badly right there. Oh, you sent it in a separate email. My bad. I'll have to look for it. Let me bring this back. Hide the design. All right. Once you're finished, it's gonna look like it's all one piece. No one will be able to tell that it's not one, right? And this is fine. The other thing that we're gonna do, I'm gonna come out of this and I'm gonna duplicate it. I need to change their colors as well. I should have done that one as I had it. And let's change this to, I gotta change my color palette up here. It's not good. And I'm gonna increase this one. Question. As we look at these Ds, remember, I didn't change any of my under the hood item, right? As we look at the Ds, they do have the same density, the same underlays. They have the same exact everything, right? All I did was duplicate it and increase it. Do you mind showing how the puffy D was done? Absolutely. I'll redo it. I'll redo it. And actually, Vonda, I am recording this. You know, editing is my favorite part of the day, right? I am recording this and it's going to be in the community. Yeah, it's going to be in the community. It's going to be in the community. Now, I'm going to go through the entire alphabet. I am going to be doing numbers as well. But for the most part, it's going to be in Welcome. When I do the edits, I'm going to do voiceovers. So I will be telling you the tools that you will be using in Stitch Artist or in Hatch, if that's what you have. All right. It's 26 letters in the alphabet. And I'm actually doing, as you can see, I'll bring the design back and hide this. I have 6 Ds up here. So to do these in 3 softwares, I'm not saying that I can't, I can, but if need be, once I'm finished with this route, then I'll probably go in and do it. It's just a lot. I'm trying to lessen my workload. That's all. All right. So again, I just duplicated this D. You're welcome, Vonda. And I did this D and I duplicated it. You see when I increased it, how much nicer it looks? Much nicer. But I have the same exact density, underlay, pull everything for the small D and the big D. What I will say to you guys, your small letters cannot have the same settings as your bigger letters. All right. Again, on the video, I will explain why. Hopefully, I know where I am, and I'll be like, okay, you circling. That means you're explaining this. But I will explain that if you guys don't remember. You cannot have the same density. So we will go through the density settings for your smaller letters. Your larger letters, you good. Basically, you good with the default setting is fine. But your smaller letters, you have to make adjustments. You have to. You know what? Let me walk that back. You don't have to because it's your design. You can do whatever you want, but I would suggest that you change the settings. On the screen, it may look really spacey or what have you, but when you stitch it out, it stitches out perfectly, right? So let me take it back. I can't be telling you all what you all have to do. You're grown. Y'all are grown and y'all can do whatever you all want. So let's take this to the side. I'm going to turn off my auto split. And we are going to move this over here. I am going to change that color as well. All right, so let's bring the design back and hide our stitches and go on to the next D. again, looking at it, if you want to do this D all in one, what will we use? If we want to keep exactly what we are seeing, we want to replicate or duplicate exactly what we are seeing from our graphics, what tool will we use? Are we going to do a fill? We're going to use our fill tool. Again, I am in Welcome, but are you going to use your fill? And this is for any software that you're in, y'all. If you have Stitch Artist, you have Hatch, and I'm calling those because those are the software that we use in our training. All right, we use Welcome, Stitch Artist, Hatch. What tool will you use? Yes, you can do a column two piece. You can use a fill cut with hole. So let me explain, and I will actually show. You all know I'm a show girl, so I will show you all what Pam and Tamara is talking about. I'll see you. I'll call the names that's in the chat, right? I'll show what they're talking about. Fill cut with hole, column two piece. All right. Each software have a column tool. Stitch Artist, you have two column tools. If you have level 3, you have two column tools. You also have a fill, right? You all know it's a little more clicking over there. So we're gonna draw a point, choose our stitch, and we'll keep going. Hatch, you will be using your digitized block tool, that's your column tool, or digitized close shape, that's your fill tool. All right, so I'll show you what they are speaking of. We'll do the fill cut with hole first. I use my turning tool because I just like to cut my hole right here. I love the net that I can see what I'm doing. But if you want this look, this is all um, one piece. If you like the one piece look and be like, okay, that's what I want, then you won't necessarily use your column tool, right? It'll be interesting creating it with your column tool. So let me just go through and do this and up. And then I'll cut a hole. I think I want to cut my hole maybe a little bigger. So I'll follow my outer part. And these college block or whatever style font they are, they're pretty easy to digitize. They're not difficult at all. All right, there we go. And we are gonna enter and just add an angle. I'm gonna go horizontal on this. That's the first one. My default is green, so I'll change my color to yellow, and I will go up to my column tool. This is the one piece. I'm gonna do them both together. I'm gonna go to my column, and this is the two piece. So Pam said 2, Tamara said, RCU said 1. All right, this is the 2. So we did the 1 already, and this if you want to create it as 2 pieces. Totally up to you. I'll do enter, and maybe I want to go from my bottom to my top. I could come over here, which my software is going to adapt, is going to move it, right? So I'll keep it simple. I won't put any runs in there because I miss run and jump. Trust me. All right, I'm going to follow this all the way around. I am miss run and jump. I put it in there because I was like, that's what the software going to do anyways. Your girl live in the illusion of control all the time, and I want to control what my stitch out does. Okay, and this is the 2 piece. They both don't take any long time. This is what the 2 piece looks like. Let me just go back up into my select, and I will just move this over. And of course, if we're doing 1, we are going to change this to a tatami fill, right? It just looks better. I'm going to hide the design. It just looks, visually, it just looks much better. And that's it.